Well, hello, Real Life Christian Church. This is time for our quarterly update. And so I want to start with our church health. Giving continues to be strong. And if you are somebody who is regularly giving, we just want to thank you as we've been able to dream and start implementing some new things, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. We've also seen in the midst of great giving, we've seen a continued giving to the Greater Than campaign right here, Greater Than, which is our effort to pay down debt. Because one of the things we see in the future, which we'll get to at the end, is a need for a better student ministry space and children's ministry space. And we're looking forward to the day where we can do that. If you've been around, you've noticed that things are feeling a little bit like pre-2020. Dare I say that? But we're seeing a lot of faces come back. And if you're one of those people who haven't been back in a while, we want to invite you back. If you're one of those people that have come back recently, we're so excited to see you, and seeing the excitement of being together as a community on Sunday morning again in this space is amazing. We've also launched our community groups for the first time in quite some time, and those have been just so sweet to hear the stories of people gathering together to share life and faith together. And in the midst of that, we've also launched a young adults community. So if you're in that 18 to 20 something range, we've got something for you. And we're seeing, just a lot of people engaged in growing their faith. And we're loving the opportunity God has given us to be part of your life and the lives of those that you invite and the lives of those that God is bringing here. So we are just praising God for what He's doing. Opportunities coming up is we have our huge, exciting RL Serve, and we need over 200 volunteers. Right now we're at about 120 or so we need about 80 more people to sign up. There's projects for families to do together. There's big projects of helping people in need, of helping schools, of helping the hungry, and we just want to be a community. Remember, others are greater than us as one of our core values. And so make sure April 2nd, sign up with your family, be a part of reaching out to the community through RL Serve. As you know, we also have Easter coming up, which is a great time to invite your neighbors, your coworkers, and friends. And this is not just something you invite, but everybody who's listening to this. This is our opportunity on Easter, not just to be about this being Easter service. How can we see those that we don't notice and really make them feel the love of Christ through us? So as you come to Easter service, be on the lookout for showing God's love to those that you don't recognize. We also have Faithful continuing. Those of you that were with us in the fall, many of you went through that, and I'm working on a website that has all the resources together and reformatting Faithful. So if you haven't been through Faithful, make sure you sign up for that. Events coming up. Oh man, we've got, as the weather is changing, we've got a lot of community events, cookouts, car shows, just stuff that we want you to be a part of, because we one of our focuses is community, is helping us be in relationship with one another and connect with one another, so that we can walk alongside each other in our walk with Christ and encourage and challenge one another. So cookouts, car shows, other things that we have coming up. Again, go to those with an eye open for building relationships and going deeper with one another. We also have our Exalt Worship Night on Good Friday. You're going to want to be a part of that, as it's a night devoted exclusively to worship through music and some other interactive pieces. So make sure you're a part of that. For our new initiatives, like I said before, we have our Faithful website, and that's we reformatted the small group, or the life group, community group. It was 10 weeks, and we've reduced it down to 8, recreated some videos. The website's going to have the ability to buy the book. There's going to be an individual guide. There's a group guide. There's the videos and the assessment all in one place, so that if you went through Faithful, one of the last challenges is go bring somebody else through that and disciple, mentor, Be intentional with your friendships. And so that'll be a one-stop place to get all those resources that will be helpful for you and those you know. And we're also working on a video series that's called, I'm not sure, but it's about intro to the reasons for faith. So maybe you have somebody that is kind of on the fence or doesn't really understand why we have reasons for our faith besides just faith. So it's going to take us through, I'm going to take you through some challenging thoughts that will get discussion going that you can use as a resource for you and those you're helping lead toward Christ. In terms of dreams and directions, one of the things our team and our church has really been leaning into this year is prayer. And so we are incorporating more intentional prayer throughout our services. Specifically, we're building into the second week of each month some space in the service to be praying individually or corporately, just more intentionally with that. And so we want to encourage you to be a praying people in your homes on a daily basis, and we want to do that as a church. We have been evaluating our student ministries and challenging you to be more involved, and we continue to do that. And so, like I said at the beginning, we would really love someday to build a better space for our students. We've consolidated our Club 45, our middle school ministry, and our high school ministry to Sunday night to make it easier on parents. But with that, we don't want to disregard what's best for students. And so we're helping and looking at ways to equip parents to make some more space for students and give this a better environment for them. And then what I'm going to ask you for in terms of prayers is all this. As you hear this, I hope you're not just soaking it in and saying, okay, great, good to know, but that you would be prayerful about every single one of these things. Growing in community to grow in Christ, about Easter services of men's and women's ministry and community, that people would join us in this space to see how great Jesus is, and that you would participate in being the hands and feet of Jesus in RL Serve and in your neighborhoods, and that our student ministry would continue to speak in the lives of these students that have it so tough, that we would continue to disciple people through Faithful. So all this, as well as pray for our Easter services, and then also, as I've mentioned the last number of quarterly updates, continue to pray for wild and audacious, generous giving so we can pay down our debt on this building as quickly as we can, and that we can move to creating better space for our student and children. If it were up to me, we'd do it yesterday, I think it could really serve our students and our children well. But we have committed to being a church that is going to be a debt-free church. So we've got to pray that the debt's paid off, and that we would be able to resource the church with money to build a student and children's center. And it's a big, audacious prayer, but we believe that this is where God has called us to. And so even though would love to build that again yesterday, I believe that being faithful to what God has called us to is the best decision always. So be praying for all those things. Thank you so much for being part of Real Life Christian Church. I love you all, and I'm looking forward to this next quarter, these next years, and the future of Real Life. God bless.